Nova Scotia is one of the three maritime provinces of Canada and home to beautiful landscape and scenic beaches, located in the eastern part of the country. The province is known for its scenic beauty, vast oceans, tasty lobsters, friendly people, and diverse culture. Life in the province is very slow, even in Halifax, the largest municipality in the province. Despite being the capital city with a population of close to 500,000 people, the city looks very calm and slow when compared with other major cities such as Toronto. But recently, there's been a lot going on in the province, and there are things that are not quite right. In this video, we are going to see what's wrong with Nova Scotia based on facts and references. This video is not intended to portray Nova Scotia as a bad place, but rather to show some realities and facts so that you, as a prospective immigrant, are aware and be prepared if you are planning to call Nova Scotia your new home. I live here and I love this province and would like to contribute to the betterment of this place. Let's get started. Number 1. Poverty. Have you ever imagined a developed country like Canada facing a poverty crisis? Yes, Canada has a considerable amount of people living below the poverty line. Homelessness has increased recently throughout the country, and Nova Scotia is the province with the highest poverty rate. According to the recent poverty report card published by the Food Banks Canada, Nova Scotia received the lowest failing grade F out of all the Canadian provinces with a poverty rate of 8.6% and an unemployment rate of 5.7%, whereas in Ontario, the province where most of the new immigrants land, the poverty rate is 7.7% and unemployment rate is 5.1%. The report also says that more people are reaching out to food banks as the food insecurity numbers have also grown up due to higher unemployment rate. This means more people are living on employment insurance, which is a burden to the government. The report says that 12% of Nova Scotia's total population is living on employment insurance, which is twice the national average. Also, more than 52% of people feel worse compared to last year. Number 2. Housing affordability crisis. Affordable housing is the next major issue in Nova Scotia and particularly in the city of Halifax, where many homeless people started living in ice fishing tents outside the city hall. While unemployment and poverty are the major contributors to this situation, there are other factors such as population growth and less housing units in the province. Housing cost is the highest of all the monthly expenses for Canadians, and according to the same Food Banks Canada report, around 35% of people in Nova Scotia are spending 30% of their income on housing. The rise in inflation has increased the mortgage rates and thereby increasing the rent. The government of Nova Scotia applied a cap on rental increase at 2% until the end of 2023. This is increasing to 5% starting January 2024. This will also be a huge burden on people living on rent. This increase in housing costs means that people will have to reduce their expenses on quality food. The report also says that Nova Scotia has the highest number of people with the low standard of living. Around 18% people are unable to afford the most basic necessities. Although the inflation has cooled down a bit, the prices of goods are still higher and people are willing to risk their health to put a roof over their heads. The same Food Bank report says that around 68% of their clients are people living in rental housing. I have added the link to the poverty report card in the description where you can take a closer look at the numbers for each province. If you are a prospective immigrant coming to Nova Scotia, you need to plan your expenses well ahead of time. Try to find housing that falls within your budget and make sure to calculate the expenses on food, internet, transportation, and other miscellaneous expenses before making a decision. and plan how you can afford these expenses without going into debt. Number 3. Poor healthcare. I have already talked about how bad the healthcare system in Canada is in some of my previous videos. The reason I'm talking about it again is because it is very bad, and especially in Nova Scotia, where even accessing walk-in clinics has become very hard. After living in the province for almost 3 years, I couldn't find a family doctor yet, and this is the same for many families. New immigrants with elder family members or people with an existing medical condition would find it extremely difficult to consult a doctor. There are currently more than 100,000 people on the waitlist for a family doctor in Nova Scotia. Recently, the province has launched a virtual healthcare program where you can consult a doctor or a nursing practitioner online. But this is not adequate and not suitable for all medical conditions. On top of that, the province is facing a severe shortage of healthcare professionals like doctors, nurses, and specialists. This shortage means longer wait times for surgeries, treatments, and even the emergency department. And recently, there have been reports on many emergency room deaths due to the longer wait times. The provincial government has recently taken steps to speed up the licensing process for nurses from outside Nova Scotia, aiming to reduce the shortage of nursing practitioners. More action from the government is required to meet the increasing healthcare demands and reduce wait times. I would like to conclude this video by pointing out that the intention of this video is to shed some light on the issues that exist in Nova Scotia, and if you are planning to move to this province, then you would need to be aware of the problems and be prepared to face them. The province needs more reforms and better policies to address all the pressing issues such as poverty, affordable housing crisis, and the dying healthcare system. Hope the governments will fix them at least in some years, if not sooner. That's all for this video, and thank you so much for watching.